So we'll put the tripod right there. And I think everybody can see me. Nobody's in here yet. It's pretty humid. Hey, Turf Therapy, how are you? It's real humid here. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming in. I'm getting everything set up on my computer. I appreciate you guys coming in early. I think I finally got the hang of this because I'm having less problems. Okay, let's see if I can. Quan's Garden, thank you for coming in. Mike Rafone. Hey, Nas. Nice to see you. Cha 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 O'Hara. Pit Stop Kitchen and Garden. Hello. It's an echo. I forgot I need to turn my speaker off. That's better, right? Yeah, you have to mute your computer. Thank you. You know I'm getting old, Turf Therapy. You should have said it sooner. Hi, Tia. Hi, Hoyt. Quintella. It's starting to loop at the feedback. Yeah, hi, Valerie. I need the old. There we go. I got it muted now, guys. I need thee every hour. I need thee. Oh, bless me now, my Savior. I come to thee. I need thee, oh, I need thee every hour. I need thee, oh, bless me now, my Savior, I come to thee. Okay, guys, I am going to talk about something today that I learned only a few days ago. NJ Cali said, hello, everyone. Hello, Miss Cheryl. Your subject is what I will be sharing Sunday. Oh, you trying to do a plug, NJ Cali? You can hit that, what is that button? The cash button. Then I'll let you plug it. No, I'm just kidding. Where did you get those starter trays from? Okay. Hold your questions for him. Oh, well, it's time for this. Hey, Brenda Allen. I sent you my email. You need to check back on that comment. I was too busy to email you, so I sent you mine. I think that was you, Brenda. Hey. Hey, Kathy from Living Miracle Homestead. Hi, Toy. And NJ Cali, I know it. The Lord put that song on my heart while I was getting dressed. Because I'm telling you, we need him in times like these. I can't make it without the Lord. I cannot make it without his guidance and his directions, because people are dying all over the world. And right now, where I live in Texas, is the second highest amount of cases and deaths. California, is it California or Florida? One of those two. Yes, I know Skinny Boy Randy. He calls me his mama, and sometimes he calls me his auntie. Hi, Debbie Williams. You emailed me tonight. Okay, I've been real busy working on my product line, running various tests. And so I haven't checked the email, but I'll check it after this. Hello, Angela. You are batting 1,000, Angela. Okay. Okay, so now let's go ahead on and get to some of these questions. If you're new to my live, if you will put your questions in all caps, that'll help an old lady see it. Let me tell you also, I'm going to tell you about turf therapy. I can tell this young man has been raised right. I was in one of his lives not too long ago, and I was noticing that he was looking at his phone and he could read all of the comments. And I said, boy, you got some good vision. Because I can't do that. I have to have my laptop right here. Let me lift it up a little bit. See that? So I can set it on real big print so I can see the comments. And even this close, I still need to have them in all caps. And so when I gave Turf Therapy that comment, he said something sweet. I'm going to paraphrase it, but it was something to the fact that he didn't say you're getting old and you're blind as a bat. He said it real nice. He said that comes with grace and maturity or something like that. I just thought that was so sweet, because he's absolutely right about the maturity. I turned 66 July 4th, and I'm thankful and proud of every senior citizen moment that I have, because I heard Richard Pryor say, you don't get old by being a fool. If you just think about it, some of you all didn't catch that. There are a lot of foolish people that have died early and have died young. So I thank God for this wisdom. Hi, Mandisa. Left and 210. Nice to see you. Hi, Ladybug Palmer. And somebody said, how am I? Okay, Quintella, what about neem oil? Are you answering the question, or do you have one? I'm going to go back all the way to the beginning so I can see. I can touch this screen now. I've been having this touch screen laptop for 7 or 8 years, and I still haven't learned how to use it. Okay, I think Turf Therapy had the first question. Lady Cheryl, where did you get those starter trays from? Recommendations. I paid only 50 cents for those $5 trays. I got them at Dollar General or General Dollar. Not this year, but last year. At the end of the summer gardening season, they put them on sale for first 50% off. I don't buy anything then. Then they put it on 75% off. I don't get nothing then, because it's just right down the street. And wait until it is 90% off, so I paid 50 cents for them. Now, this year they don't have anything. I stopped one day and just at the door and at all of my old traps. Y'all know what I mean when I say traps. The place where I get the little sales from in August. They don't have them. They sold out of everything at regular price because the pandemic is making more and more people think about being self-sufficient and self-reliant, and they're learning how to garden. Okay? So, you might not get a real good sale this year. They don't have any in where I live. Okay, but that's not to say where you live, you may not get some. Because where I live in Dallas County, Walmart wouldn't sell any seeds during the shutdown. They may have some now. I don't know. I don't go into the stores like I used to. I have everything delivered, or I do curbside pickup. But check your local stores to see if you can get some on sale. Now, there's another place, Turf Therapy, that sells the real good ones. I want to say bootstraps. If you email me, it'll come to me later, and I'll tell you. But they're expensive, and I'm not paying $8 and $9 for a tray. I'm just not going to do it, because even those little cups that you get, those little nursery cups that you get 10 for $1 at the Dollar Tree, I think they're ridiculous too. So I'm using the clear plastic, I think it's 14-ounce cup with little holes in them when I get ready to pot up. And then I got the red 18-ounce solo cups, and I'll put the water in the red cup, and I can see the roots transparent through the clear cup. But being outside, they won't get damaged and get overheated because they'll be down in the red cup where there's moisture. And as soon as any of my plants get their second set of leaves, I will be demonstrating that in a video. And I got, I think, 120 of the clear cups, and I think I got 100 of the red cups off of Amazon. And they were much cheaper than, let's say, buying 10 packs of those 10-cent cups at the dollar store. And much bigger and can hold more soil. Okay, so that was Turf Therapy. I had the first question. Let me find the second one. I hope I didn't go out of here. Okay. And Turf Therapy, you now have a type something Turf Therapy. You should have a blue wrench. I didn't ask you, I'm just giving it to you. You don't have no choice. When you get 66, you can do stuff like that. Okay. All right. Okay, what is the next question? Ordered my test tubes today. Very good, Hoyt. You're gonna love them. Just it doesn't take up a lot of space. The only problem with the test tube situation is I may need to get 2 kits and duplicate numbers. For example, let me get up and show you real quick. Here are my pepper seeds. Can you see that? The California Wonders. And I just went ahead and mixed them up with the orange and the red. Well, I'm going to need several test tubes to get those in there. So I probably end up ordering another kit, but they'll still have the same numbers. That's why I like to buy heirloom seeds, because when you buy hybrids, sometimes when you collect the seed, it may not be true to the fruit or vegetable that you are growing. But if you get heirlooms, and you can get heirlooms at dollar stores, I love American Seeds. You don't get that many in the package, but American Seeds are heirloom seeds. They're those little blue packages you see at the dollar store. Okay. Next question. It's not a question, it's a statement. QC said he got the, or she got the high water bath canner, and her All-American canner will be there soon. Wonderful. Would you water bath vegetable soup? No, ma'am, you can't. You can only water bath fruits and things that are acidic. Like, for example, if you were to pickle some green beans. Green beans is not a fruit, but if you follow the Ball's recipe and add the appropriate amount of vinegar with that has 5% acidity in it, it will bring your alkaline green beans down to an acid. Then you can water bath can it. But if you have corn and okra and green beans and potatoes and carrots, and even if you don't have any meat, it still must be pressure canned, because alkaline foods will not, water bath canning them will not kill or destroy the pathogenic bacteria in the food that can give you or your family botulism. And it's a silent killer. Now, I don't mean to frighten anybody, because it's not a scary thing anymore. As long as you know what you can water bath can and what you should pressure can, it's not an issue. Okay? So, QC, I hope I answered your question. How often do you water your compost? Not that often. It just depends on, the season. Now, during this time here in North Texas, we have a drought period. Got a lot of rain the other day, so that'll carry me and my compost a couple of weeks. But during the summer months, once a week, if you have a drought period. But Texas is really crazy. We have really crazy weather during the winter, all the way up until March or April, sometimes May. It can rain every other day, so I don't have to water it at all. But you should never let it dry completely out, and you should turn it or rotate it if you have one of those spinning types, or if you need a pitchfork, because it's in a square or rectangle box, or even a pile on the ground. You should turn it at least once a week. Okay? Oh, turf therapy. You my number one. So I didn't look over day over 26. I got a daughter who's 43, I think, and a son who's 40, and my baby son is 37. Okay. Hi, Miss B. Washington. I used it and my leaves burned just like you said. Oh, Quintella, you're talking about the neem oil. Yes, and let me just stop you all too right here. Not stop you all. Let me just give you a warning. You remember when I did my seedlings, and then I told you I was watering them, and I put just a tablespoon of neem oil in that gallon of water? Make sure, if you're following my series and you're doing that, make sure that you shake it up, and make sure that you don't water from the top. I know I'm reiterating, but I got an email from somebody saying they made the neem oil in the water like I did, and they put it on the seeds, and the seeds burnt up. But I didn't say put it on the top. I stressed over and over and over. Once the seed breaks ground and it has germinated, you water from the bottom. Everybody got it? Okay. Debbie Williams, what kind of plants can I plant in Zone 8 now? Debbie, you need to go back and look at my series of what you should plant for your fall and winter garden. You'll get a lot of information out of that, but I'll just spend a few seconds and tell you all of your greens, your kales, your collards, your mustard turnips, spinach, purple top turnips, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. Those brassicas, the three that I just named, plant them maybe next month because they bolt. Those are the only transplants I'm going to purchase. I made up my mind because I'm not going to go through the headache of shading them and putting them in full sun because they bolt real fast and you don't get the nice head of cabbage or broccoli and cauliflower that you would. Now I could bring them in the grow room, but I'm not doing that because I like my house cold. You probably can see this fan right here only is on high because I don't like a lot of heat and I don't want to have to be running in and out of the grow room. Everything is outside this time of year. Okay, let's go to the next one. I hope I answered your question. And by the way, Debbie, if you don't feel like watching my videos, go to farmersalmanac.com and put in your zip code. They'll tell you what to plant. Okay, C. Holmes. Can you tell me where to find, all caps right now, okay? Next time, find 2 of the comfrey water. And nobody sells it. You have to grow it. You have to go on eBay, Amazon, or Etsy and find somebody that's selling it. No. Can you tell me where to find part 2 of the comfrey water? I have a 5-gallon bucket. It's been sitting for 3 weeks. Oh, your comfrey is in the water. Is that what you're saying, see? Then you're just going to dilute it. You want to go like 10 parts water if you're watering little things like seedlings. If you got older established plants, you can go as much as 50-50. There's no scientific measurements. It's kind of like your grandmother, she would just make a cake from scratch and she'd say, bring me that flour over here. I'll give you about 4 eggs. It's no measurements, okay? That's the wonderful thing about working with organic products. Okay, exactly. We'll probably be lucky if there are any after season sale this year. I agree, Nas. I don't see anything in my area. Kathy from Living Miracle Homestead. Yeah, I know. I remember you saying that. They threw them away at her store. That should be a sin. That is a sin. It should be against the law to throw away seed. And you all know something else I've seen, and it's appalling to me. The farmers that got caught up, I'm trying to say this without getting political. And they couldn't sell their crops overseas. I'm not going to call the country. You all know. So they got a bailout from the government because they couldn't sell their their crops. So they just turned everything over and used it for compost. And people could have been eating those potatoes and tomatoes and all that good stuff. I only have had deliveries. Add love, I hear you. That's it. I knew it started with a B. Bootstrap Farmer on Amazon is where Treasure Tree got those 10, 20 trays. And they are sturdy and they are expensive. But I know how to make mine last. The little cheap ones, I double them up. I put 2 trays together. I'm just not going to spend that kind of money on that. And I'm not knocking anybody, especially you, Treasure. Please forgive me if I came across too harsh. I'm just not going to spend that kind of money on that. The only way I would use that product is if they sent me some to be a sponsor. They send it to me free. Because when you become my age and you on a fixed income, you reevaluate everything. Hi there, Ty Brown. Thank you so much for being in the house. Okay, now let's hear Valerie. From seed until garden, how many times do you plant up into bigger containers? Okay, that's a really good question. Thank you so much for asking it, Valerie. You have a shorter season in the fall, so I only pot up one time or two times. In January, when I start my seeds for the spring and summer, I pot up as many times as I want. I'll go into a 2-inch pot, 4-inch pot, 6-inch pot, half a gallon, whatever it takes to keep me from having to water them so much and have the roots be able to stretch out. But because we have a short season and everything will be in the ground come September, I'm only going to pot up the tomatoes twice. Everything else will go into that 16-ounce cup I'll be showing you in my next video. But you have to play it by ear. When you pull your plant out and you see that it's root bound, there's no rule about it. It's kind of like cooking a cake from scratch. You give it what it needs. If it's root bound, how many of you ever bought a transplant from the grocery store or the big box stores, and you get home and you pull it out and it's just wrapped around and around, and it could have been potted up months ago. So just play it by ear. Okay, next question. I guess it's a statement. Lady Cheryl, don't want to burn my face or hands. Brenda, I'm not getting that. Elaborate and I'll move on. The test tubes were out of stock on Amazon today. What? They have the test tubes by themselves, and there's somebody on Etsy that builds a wooden one. And you can, buy one. It costs a little bit more, but it's rustic and it looks really nice. And I would love to have something like that for a gift. Somebody said they're in Zone 5, Albany, New York. Okay, but is that your question? You want to know about what you should be growing right now? Go to Amazon. Unfortunately, I'm only familiar with what grows in my area. And I don't want to tell you the wrong thing, so go to Amazon because they there for everybody, all zones. Sexy Skydial, love that name. I love your numbering of the tube system. Yeah, it's so easy. It's so easy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Living Miracle Homestead, you just bought an all-American canner. What? 41 quarts? You go, lady. You go. All right. When I was a child, I used to sell seeds. What? I did too at 8 years old. And we would grow some in the backyard. The American Seed Company. I sure wish I had saved some of those seeds. Now, somebody in this room is going to think that you couldn't save them, but you can. If you freeze them, you can save seeds for years. How many of you have seen the story on Discovery or Plant World where they had found some seeds that were frozen for thousands of years? Yep. So yeah, American Seeds. We sold them too. We being my brother, that's the pastor who was in here last week, and my baby sister. All three of us went door to door. You kids can't go to door to door 8, 9, 10 years old nowadays because they'll get abducted. It's a sad world. You can't let the kids hardly play outside without you keeping an eye on them. Martha Howard, you're in 5B from Colorado. If anybody else is in 5B, I recommend that you make friends in this chat. Excuse me. How long do sweet potatoes slips live in water? Indefinitely. How many of you had a teacher in school and that's all she did was grow sweet potato slips and Coca-Cola bottles, and they just grew all over the windows? And so, as long as you change the water, they can live indefinitely. Some people start their sweet potato slips in January in Zone 8A, and we don't supposed to plant ours until May. Okay. Okay. Hey, woman to woman, I'm glad you're here. Okay. Hey, Missy. Good evening. I store my seeds in the freezer, but I'm not going to now. With the test tubes, they're really airtight. You got to really push the stomper in. I'm gonna go 1 year not putting them in the freezer, and I'm going to store them in the coolest room in the house. Okay. Let me go back. Thank you, Living Miracle. Yeah, guys, if you're in my chat, it really helps me out. And I can buy more things and put those things in the video and share them with you if you thumbs up. Okay. How long do sweet potatoes live in the water? Okay. That oil and soapy water, when it gets on the leaves, they suffocate them. You two, I don't know what you're talking about. Is that a question? Miss Cheryl, how do I collect my marigold seeds from my plants that are dying out? Hey, I made a video about it, about not the last video, but the video before that. We pulled up the marigolds and put them in a bag to go in the compost, and we just picked off. I'll do it on air. Okay. See these? These are marigold seeds. You see this one? This is the one that I dropped a lot. Bear with me. Here's one that I deadhead. And this is where the flower was, and it dried up. So I take it and I pinch it between my two fingers. Can everybody see that? Then I'm take my other hand and I'm just going to pull them in opposite directions, and there are your seeds. See them? You will never have to buy them again. I'm going to do it again. Here is the dried up flower that fell off. And here is what encapsulates the flower and the seeds. It just shrivels up when it doesn't have any moisture. Pull in opposite directions, and there are your seeds. It's easy. There are your seeds. And what's so cute about those seeds is you don't have to do nothing. You don't have to rinse them off. Like I had to rinse these all out and strain them and then dry them, you know. It's not hard work. I'm just saying they're the easiest seeds to collect. And one thing about the marigold seeds is, something on my lip, is you don't have to wait for them to dry out in order for you to replant them. So if you have an area where you want to plant your marigolds while you're doing this, you can just go ahead and put them out already. Okay, I got some in the bed. I love it cold too, which I like cold. Hi, Gardening with Joy. Thanks for being here. Hi, C. Holmes. Thank you so much for the compliment. They could have donated those potatoes, right, Kathy, from Living Miracle Homestead. This is my first time planting sweet potatoes in a corner. Are they shade plants? No, they're like full sun. They'll get a little droopy if they're in 100-degree weather. Don't worry about them. They can handle the stress. If you overwater them or you get too much rain, they'll turn yellow and they'll die off. I'd rather have limp, wimpy sweet potatoes in the evening because we know that overnight they're going to perk back up. Okay. Sexy Sky Doll, I'm in 6A. Next time, all caps, please. I'm attempting to grow okra even though it's out of season here, trying it growing them indoors with the grow light and a heat pad. You can experiment and see if you can do it. They like a lot of heat and a lot of sun. I don't think... I'm not saying don't do it, but don't do it. Do it as an experiment, to have fun, to learn. You're not investing a lot of money in it. but don't have high expectations. Okay? Okay. Love Lady Gardening Projects and more. Hello, how you doing? Thank you for being here. I'm so new at gardening stuff. I appreciate your videos. Glad to catch you live. Very informative. You put love, but I know what you meant. Okay. Definitely me, bulk pot bound plants. Yes, Nas, yes. Thank you, Sonia. Okay, what else can I use if I don't have a lid magnet lifter? Nothing. A magnet. You're talking about for your lids on your candy jars? Well, you know, Balls is saying you don't have to have them boiling in water anymore. So just, I don't know, put a glove on your hand and pick them up. But I misplaced mine, and I went right on eBay and ordered a single lifter. So yeah, you don't have to put them in boiling water anymore. Okay, stay. Good to see you. Okay, I already answered Mrs. Davis' question. I restore my seeds in the freezer, but I'm not going to be doing it this year. In the test tubes, I'm going to put it in the grow room, in the coldest room in the house. Okay, Love Ladies Gardening Project and more found a pressure cooker canner. Probably a pressure canner at the thrift store for $5.50. That's awesome. And I've heard there's some new pressure cookers. I doubt you got that for 50, pressure cooker canner on the market. I haven't seen them and heard about it. I doubt you got that for $5.50. You probably got a canner or a pressure cooker. And there's two different things. Make sure what you purchased was appropriate for candy. Okay, some more people sold American Seeds door to door. How many of y'all, I know this is off the subject, but it brings back a memory. How many of you sold Christmas cards, greeting cards door to door? Yeah, we had a lot of projects and things like that we did for the church. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. You just answered my question about marigolds. Okay, it's past 7. Please don't type any more questions in. I'm going to answer the ones that are here. And the first thing I want to talk about is marigolds. Yes, Sexy Dog Sky, you're experimenting. I brought sweet potatoes in a container. I tried a lot of stuff and to see if it'll work. I grew tomatoes one year. If you go back to my earlier videos, I grew them in the house under a grow light. It's Treasure Tree Rentals. You want to know what test tubes are we talking about? Go look in video 2 videos from today's video, and I share with you in those videos how I am storing. I'll just get up and get it. Y'all trying to make me exercise. I worked hard today already. I harvested my corn today, so you know that was a job. And the lady has come and picked it up already. And guess what? I'm not bragging, because I'm not calling out her name or nothing like that. But I took all the bad corn and gave her the good corn. So this is that little kit that I showed everybody. And what I'm doing is I put the seeds in here and numbered them. And then I also, on my 6 packs of seeds that I started, for example, number 6 is purple top turnips. Okay? And they're airtight. Let me show you. This doesn't come off. And I'm not kidding. You have to really pull it for it to come off. So I don't think that I'm going to need to freeze these. Cool, dry place, it'll be fine. But usually I will put my seeds in, stay in the packages, put them in. I'm going to show you that too. I'll be right back. I put them in a big package like this. I stack them up near And then I fold them down and I separate them. I have all my peppers and my tomatoes together. And then I have all my herbs together. And you see this is watermelon and cantaloupe. I have all my vine and stuff together. And then I tape it down like this. I put the tape on, packing tape. And then I put it in another bag and I do the same thing. So the moisture can't get in. Okay? So I don't think I'm gonna need to do that. I think I'm just gonna put them in the tubes, a couple of sets. Okay, so I answered that question. I'm cooking okra again this week for my family out of our garden. Oh, that makes me feel so happy. Thank you. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you. Okay. Okay, treasure tree, oh, and you're looking forward to my products. Okay, let me just share this with you real quick. Right out of beauty school, I went to work for chemical manufacturers where we make chemical hair relaxers, makeup, Jerry curl, all kind of pomades and stuff. I was the assistant to the chemist. So I have, man, it's amazing. I got a feeling just came over me. I want to share this. Guess it's a testimony. Sometimes you don't know why you at a certain place or a certain job. But I encourage you to be the best that you can be at any job that you may have. Let me give you an example. You all have big lots, and they have some nice things in there that they get discontinued from manufacturers or stores go out of business, blah, 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 blah. And my son had just moved out. And I was in there and I called him. I said, hey, they got a little clearance up here, nice dishes for like 25 cents. And he said, okay, Mom, I'll meet you up there. And the person that waited on us, she took that craft paper and she wrapped up, there were odd end pieces. She wrapped up everything beautifully, each piece. And when we got up to the car, I said, you see, son, that's somebody that wants to excel in life, because even at that minimum wage job, she was exhibiting the behavior that she was capable to do much more, and that she was concerned that those ceramic plates wouldn't break. So every job that you have, you may not understand why you are there or why you need to learn that knowledge, because I'm a living witness of what can happen. When I worked, and I took that job to keep another girl from getting it. The valedictorian of the beauty college, that was one of the prizes that came with from being valedictorian. And I really didn't want to take the job. But 10 years later, I had breast cancer. I have very sensitive skin. And I can't use artificial ingredients, preservatives. And so when I was fighting for my life and I had to endure radiation therapy for 6 weeks, Monday through Friday, it's like you lay on this table. Let me go faster. And it's like your body feels like it's sizzling like bacon. You don't feel it at the time, but later on that day you feel it. And then you got to go back the next day because they're destroying all the cells, good and bad, and the good healthy cells will regenerate quickly. So I called Abdullah Lala because the ointments and stuff the doctors prescribed for me kept breaking me out even worse. I called Abdullah Lala, the chemist that I used to work with 10 years prior. Does that make sense? I think it was around 10 years. And he told me to go to the health food store and get some avocado butter, shea butter, and they have shea oil. Now everybody's talking about shea now within the last 10, 15 years. But back in 1992, nobody was talking about infused with shea butter. So I started making that cream, and then the more I researched, I found out that it was good for eczema, people breaking out, slight little burns. So I would make some and give it to people, friends. And then finally they just kept saying, you need to sell this, you need to sell this. So in 2005, I launched the line with 5 products. And when I had to stop selling them because my health failed me, I had 150 products. So why am I telling you this story? Because everything that I learned working side by side with the chemist, what he did, he formulated it, but he would show me, and I had to test it out on people. And the people we tested it out were people from the state mental hospital. And don't feel bad for them because they were excited. They would go on a field trip. The guy that owned the company was a senator, and he had made some, deal with for the patients to come. And we really took care of their hair. But we did our market research on them. All that knowledge is up here. Am I making sense? So every job that you have, you youngins that are in this chat, learn all that you can because you never know when you're going to be able to pull it out of that computer. I know how to make oil and water, or I should say liquid ingredients, emulsify with oily ingredients because of that job that I had. So I know how to do it naturally. Okay. So I just want to share that with you. I hope I didn't bore you. Okay. All right. Somebody said they started spinach, bok choy, collards, lettuce, and mustard in zone 7A. Sounds good to me. Thank you, daughter. I'm glad you're here. And I think I saw a cash super chat. Whoever that was, I want to thank you. Gotta go. Thank you for being here. I understand. Okay. Thanks for those marigold tips. Just pulled 2 dry buds. Oh my God, got plenty of seeds. Yeah, you get about 30 seeds from each one. Threw a bunch of old seeds away this year. Happy Monday, woman to woman. Okay. Okay, here's a question that's not in capsule. I think it is. Miss Cheryl, I harvested my zucchini and some grape tomatoes. Some of my chocolate tomatoes, they are beautiful. Wonderful. I feel your passion. Hey, Chef Raw Digger, nice to see you. Oh, thank you, Clausen World. I haven't been going anywhere since February, so I try to dress up a little bit for you all on Monday night. Okay, Green Organic Love. I changed that email. A lot of people are not getting it. You can get through, but a lot of people, because we've been communicating, I don't know why, but this is the one. I'm typing this one. Everybody, please write it down. I put this one on my last to att.net. Okay, and let's hit enter. Enter. I just bought a wireless keyboard. That's the one. Hello, the gaming train. That's the one you want to use, guys, if you want to get through to me. Because for some reason, some people are not getting through Cheryl's Organics. Okay. Guys, it is 7:17. If I have some time left after I go over what I want to talk with you all about, I will answer your questions. But if you have a question, if you're new to my lives, you need to be here at 6:45. I actually come in earlier. And at 7 o'clock, and I'm running over, is when I start talking about the topic. I want to share something with you guys that I experienced. For 2 years, I've been battling nematodes, bad nematodes, that are pathogenic bacteria that cause a fungus. They're little microscopic worms that gnaw on and eat at your roots, and they are so tiny you can't see them, but when you pull, you know something is wrong with your plant. Excuse me, I blow my nose. You know something is wrong with your plants. I really didn't blow my nose, I blew my lips. You know something's wrong with your plants because they will start to droop, like something is sucking the life out of them. When you have nematodes and you grow in okra, they'll bend over, crooked. You'll know right away that something is wrong, is not right. And then when you pull up the plant, you'll see all these knotted roots, okay? So I had that in all of my garden beds. And I think it came from well, that's irrelevant. I will say this. That's why I like to grow from seeds, because I'm starting off with a fresh seed. I don't have any soil or anything that can come. I put a transplant in this bed, a transplant in this bed, and you don't know if nematodes came in with the transplants. So anyway, all of my plants were dying. So I solarized the beds, and then I grew marigolds. I did my research, and marigolds kill nematodes. So I grew an abundance of nematodes. If you go back and you look at my playlist from January, you'll see that I grew 150 plants from those seeds that I just showed you. And I put them inside the bed. Well, all of the plants that I pulled up this year have no knotty roots. So the treatment of using the marigolds destroyed the nematodes. But nematodes are not there, but spider mites are. So I traded one devil for another devil. Marigolds attract spider mites. Now my question to you is, how do you all think I'm going to get rid of the spider mites? Somebody want to type it in? Whoever got the answer will get a $10 gift certificate to my product line. Kifa Ben Yezreel. Somebody said I'm going to kill him with neem oil, diatomaceous earth. Well, it's a rosemary, soapy water. Bird feeder? Thank you, Turf, for putting that playlist there. I'm going to get rid of the spider mites by no longer planting those 150 marigolds inside of the beds. Does that make sense? See, it was a trick question. I knew all you are going to give me all these little remedies. And some of this information is very good. But I am no longer going to plant nematodes inside of the bed. They will be in separate containers outside of the bed to act as a trap crop to attract the nematodes. Not nematodes, spider mites. And that way I'll get rid of them out of my bed. Remove their food, remove the pest. Okay, Carson, where you answered it, but you answered it after I started talking about it. But you're right. So now the marigolds, the 150 marigold seedlings that I placed, all in the beds, in the greenhouse, in the pepper bed, in the 2 large beds here, all of the 11, 12, how many, I don't know, grow boxes I have, they did the job. But right now, my eggplants are infested with spider mites. And it's too hot down here to be using homemade bug spray, rosemary soapy water. What else did you all say? Neem oil. Somebody got neem oil, but I know you meant neem. Peroxide, vinegar, apple cider. A lot of those things will work, but it's too hot for me right now to do that. And also, I don't want to destroy my earthworms, my ladybugs, and any other beneficial insect in there. So I'm going to remove the problem out of the boxes and the garden beds, and they're going to run to the nematodes in the container. That's how I'm going to get rid of it. You know you love gardening when you stay up and you start researching 3 and 4 hours on the internet. And then you wake up and I just run to the computer and and then I figure it out. So yeah, I'm not going to waste time trying to kill them. I did the neem oil in the area where there's nothing planted right now, so it wouldn't burn anything. But I'm going to draw them away by planting them outside of the bed. Somebody said my spray. My spray will deter them, but they don't kill them. And you're talking about the insect spray with the garlic, the onions, fermenting for a week, and then adding the red pepper flakes, and then straining it so it doesn't clog up your sprayer. That helps, but it won't kill spider mites. Now, the bird feeder. Somebody elaborate on that for me, because I ain't following that. Bird feeder. Birds eat little bitty spider mites they can't see? Experimental gardener. What do you mean by the bird feed? I would love to know. Okay, we have a cheesecake sandwich. I'm going to put them out. I don't know if you all saw that. The moderators, you all can view it if you want to. Okay, I think I'm seeing it. The birds. Thank you, mama, sister, daughter. Yeah, we had I think Led called them Hot Pocket. I call them cheese sandwich. Captain says, spider mites have been doing a number on my sweet potatoes. Wow. Oh, birds eat the bugs in the garden. That's what you mean. I don't think they can see spider mites. They're real, real small. You can't see them. They're so small, you can't hardly see them with the naked eye. I read on one site that you could take a piece of dark cloth and put it up under the leaf and shake it out, and you might see a few little specks. Okay. All right. For the love of gardening, you're in Forney. You're not far from me. You pull the plants up, spray neem oil in the soil. That's exactly what I'm going to do once I harvest the rest of the eggplant and the peppers. Because I don't have to worry about trying to save the peppers, because I got pepper placed in the greenhouse. And let me share this with you. It is too hot for neem oil. Thai, brown, it is too hot. But we're going to pull our plants up, so we're not going to be burning any leaves. This is going to be done toward the end of August. And then I'll put, a couple weeks later, then I'll start putting my little cups and my transplants of all my greens in there. Okay. So let's move on. So that's the number one thing I want to tell you about. Be careful about planting the marigolds, because you'll trade one situation for another situation. But do I regret it? No. Do I regret putting the marigolds in all those beds? No. Because it got rid of the knotted root and the bad pathogenic bacteria that is caused by nematodes. Okay. Now, marigold is the perfect plant to plant with almost anything. I was up late last night thinking about this, and I was researching. I didn't see anything that said you can't put a marigold next to. Okay? But I recommend that you put it in a pot. Somebody is saying good evening. Maximize my screen because I'm not getting it. Oh my goodness. My YouTube daughter's in the fire zone. I hope I don't offend anybody, but I'm going to stop right now and pray. This evening, my Heavenly Father, we come to you, Lord, your humble servants, and we ask you to bless those that are in all that are in the path of the hurricane and the fires, Father. Protect them. Let them get to higher ground or wherever they have to go, all the loved ones, to be safe, Father. Bless the homeless, those that don't have a place to go, Father. Please protect them and keep them in your loving arms, Father, because we need you right now. And bless everybody that has family members that are suffering from the pandemic. We love you, Lord, and we ask these things in your darling Son, Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Oh, man. Green organic love. Bless your heart. Get out of here whenever you need to, okay? Amen. Thank you, guys. Amen. Text me and let me know you all right, okay? Amen. Okay, so yeah, let's get back to the companion planting. Now, we can plant marigolds with almost anything. Still saying good amen to her. Now, some researchers say that some of this companion planting stuff is not really scientifically proved. How many of you heard of that? Like, basil is supposed to make your sweet pepper sweeter. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I planted basil with the peppers, and I planted the peppers without the basil. They taste the same to me. So I'm kind of inclined to believe. I'm kind of inclined to believe that some of this stuff doesn't make true. And somebody mentioned something about Epsom salt. I might have mentioned this before. That's another one that I don't really know if that really is true. They say if you transplant your plants and they look like they're going into shock, give them a little Epsom salt and water. I don't know, guys. I've never seen it make that big of a difference. I had 0 pests this year on my tomatoes and my bell pepper plants, and I do think the border of basil helped. Okay? I've companion planted for years. I think the basil helped deter tomato pest. Okay? See, because I've had basil with my tomatoes, and I've had hornworms, and I've had aphids. And, see, I'm like you, turf therapy. I think the companion planting is good for insect control because you can lure certain insects away from your main crops with them. But I don't know if they really make them taste different. That's what I'm getting at. I tried the Epsom salt trick with tomatoes, and honestly, I don't see or taste any. Broadway gardener, I can't either. And I used to just be quiet when I used to be in these little chat rooms, and I wouldn't say anything. Then I start saying how I really feel. Yeah, some of this pest don't care. Okay. Who had a lot of nasty hornworms? That's Treasure Tree. Get you one of those black lights from Amazon. I'm sure they have my Ace Hardware or whatever. and you go out there at night and you examine your plants at night, and the hornworms will be illuminated like a neon green color. Sleepless in the Carolinas. I haven't noticed any difference either. Yeah, I think it's more of a pest issue, Clausen World. I don't really think that it make everything taste better. Now that molasses is the truth. What is about the molasses? It makes it sweeter, or it makes the bacteria in the excuse me, in the worm tea and the fermented weed tea and comfrey tea make the bacteria multiply faster. I think that happens, but I don't think the molasses makes everything taste sweeter. Is that what you're saying, Turf? Broadway Gardner says she was traumatized by your first hornworm yesterday. It had. Did I watch your video? I watched somebody's video today that had the wasp on there. And somebody had the wasp on there and they killed the white wasp eggs and didn't know that it was destroying the hornworm. I think you have to watch your plants and catch it when it first starts. Yeah, that's what happened to me. I went on vacation, everything looked cool when I got back. Then upon closer evaluation, I found out that it had spider mites. And I found out I had, what do you call them, squash vine borders. I didn't see them with the naked eye, but then the plant starts shriveling up. And then, like I said, you'll know. Okay, it increases the bacteria. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It increases the bacteria supply in those teas that you're fermenting. Do you use an aerator or bubbler? Because, see, I don't. I just put the molasses in there and stir it up. I don't think we need all that. So far, no hornworms this year. Hey, sleepless in the Carolinas, it's been 2 years for me. No hornworms. I really do think that the insect repellent keeps them away. So my phone died and I was just my phone died, so just wondering about the test tubes. Do you mind touching on it? So curious. You need to go back and watch my last 2 videos. These are the test tubes. I just make a label and put it on. I cut some of them off the bag, but I have all kind of product labels. If I wanted to print them out, I could too. They keep them real tight in here. They seal. You have to really pull it apart to get it out. And that was it. But you can go back and look in the video and catch that. Does anyone have a kumquat tree? I keep getting off the subject. We talking about companion planting. I don't have a kumquat tree. I have a calamandan and a miho satsuma. I had a kumquat, but my little grandbaby was 2 or 3 at the time, and she sprayed it with hairspray. Was it flying insect spray or hairspray? And she killed it. Okay, dig the border out and wrap it in foil. Yeah, okay, Jenny's farmhouse. What do you do when the border is in the squash? Can't dig that out and wrap it in foil. I started mine out with wrapping the foil around the plant itself, the root. Not the root, but the stem as it starts to vine out. But when they want them, they'll find a way to get in. Thanks and God bless. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, Treasure Tree Reynolds. Yeah, I had 3 trees from U.S. Citrus that you killed. Yeah, Jenny, you can make a slit in the stem and you can inject them with BT. I've done all of that, but they still find a way to get in. I just pull them up. You build your own buckets at Walmart. cut them out. Guys, I'm not saying that you can't do these things. I'm saying that I did all these things, cut it out, wrap aluminum foil around it, put compost on top, started off with aluminum foil, started off injecting with BT before the borders came. It still didn't work for me. I still didn't get that much squash. So I believe in some areas you're going to be more susceptible to get them than others. Thank you so much, Green Organic Love. Yes, Nas, never kill the parasitic wasp. Sandra, you made a good point. You said, with the storm heading this way, okay, I just messed it up. I'm sorry. With the storm heading this way, oh goodness, I lost it. The storm heading this way and all this rain could be havoc on our plants, I assume. I agree. And the worst storm that we got in Zone AA, Dallas County, was a windstorm. We didn't get any rain at all, and it blew over my sugarcane, my cassava, and my corn. Isn't that crazy? No rain, but high winds. You inadvertently planted peppers next to a whole herb pot, and the peppers taste like regular. Were they hot peppers? Okay, so for the love of gardening wants to know, so in summary, do you believe in companion planting? Specifically with those they say we shouldn't plant together. Yes. And example, have you ever successfully planted something together that they say we should not to? Yes. Let's take the first part of your question. Yes, I do believe in companion planting because I think that they deter insects or attract insects or stop insects from coming. So yes, I believe in companion planting, but I don't believe in companion planting that will modify the taste of something. I just don't. I've never had it to happen to me. Example, have you had success planting something together that they say not to? Yeah, I can't think of what it is right now, but I know it's some things that somebody want to Google it real quick. What you shouldn't plant garlic next to? I plant garlic everywhere. I plant society garlic everywhere because in my zone it's a perennial and I grow it all year long and I divide it. And so whatever is on that list, when you Google it or go in Farmer's Almanac, what you shouldn't plant garlic next to, I do it anyway because it outlines the border of all of my garden beds. So I hope I've answered your question for the love of gardening. I started off, guys, with 3 plants that I got on life support at Lowe's. You know, Lowe's buy all of their starts. So they'll mark them down and try to salvage and get a little money out of it before they throw them away. Home Depot has theirs in on consignment. So anything that doesn't sell, buying these plants or wherever they're getting them from, they come back and they pick them up. That's why they don't have plants on clearance. They may have some on sale, but Lowe's you'll find stuff that's like one foot on a banana peel and 1 foot on death's door, and you can get it for like 50 cents. Well, I got these 3 society garlic plants because I thought Oh, that sounds cute. I had no idea that they would live all year long until I brought them home and researched them. I started off with 3 plants, and I think I bought either 3 or 6 more from eBay. Now I've got over 100 of them. Because every season except winter, I pull them up, put them on a chopping board, and divide them. And I just did it maybe about 3 weeks ago in one of my videos. But I know some of you are new to my channel, so you don't know what I've been showing. But everything that I do, I share, good or bad. Now let me share something with you. I was talking to my daughter yesterday. Sunday, yes, today's Monday. And I said, I got this video about these mice being in my yard. I think it's mice. It could be rat. It could be a coon. It could be a possum. I don't know. All I know is they ate the tops off of my starts, my seedlings. And I said, well, maybe I should save that video and put it with something positive. And she said, no, Mama, you need to let people see the good, the bad, and the ugly. I took her advice and I put that video on. And that video got like 600 views in a matter of hours. Because I said, rodents are eating my food in the food forest. Oh, hell no. And I think, because I always don't talk like that, and I think people, who was that, Turf? Say he was cracking up when he read that. A lot of people did. Barefruit Gardening told me, Miss Cheryl, when I saw that, I had to click on it. Because I remember last year she had the same problem. And I don't want to blame everything on my vacation, but I kind of like went away for 2 weeks. I came home for one day and went back another week. Everything looked cool, but I really didn't examine it closely. And that's what happened. I kind of got comfortable. I stopped spraying my rodent be gone. I stopped thoroughly checking the vines. That's how the borders were there. I didn't realize the spider mice was there. That's all on me. Because usually when I'm not going anywhere, I think it was Kathy from Miracle Homestead that said you got to stay on top of it and catch it before it gets out of control. And that's what happened with me. Okay, that's right. Let us see that even the most experienced gardeners have problems too. Dang, that's right. Because we can't control everything, young lady. I forgot your name real quick. Jenny's Farmhouse, you're right. We cannot control the weather. I couldn't control the wind blew down my corn, and that lets me know somebody asked me about the cassava. I got the cuttings on eBay. Whoever that was, I saw it, but I was talking. I got the cuttings on eBay. And it was my second year growing it. So I just wanted to grow something different and share it with my children, my grandchildren. And that's why I grew the sugar cane. Last year, they got a chance to chew on it a little bit. And they realized now where most of your granulated sugar comes from. And I let them know that it can't come from corn. They make syrup out of it. It can come from beets. There are a lot of sources. But they didn't know this. I did because my grandparents grew it and shared it with us. I have all those fond memories of just chewing on it. And, you spit it out or whatever. But, so I will not grow sugarcane again. And I'm not going to grow cassava again. I just do some things just to see if I can do it and share it with them. I grew peanuts twice. Virginia jumbo peanuts. I got a couple videos on it. We grew the peanuts. I grew them in bags. I put their names, my grand angels, 5 of them, on the bags. We harvested them. We roasted them in the oven. And then we grind them up and turn them into peanut butter. And so they love that. So I do certain things just for, there was a young lady in here earlier talking about she loved to experiment. And I told you I did too. And that's some of the things. But I did want to make that tapioca pudding. But with the high winds that we have in Texas, I'm not going to try it. Jenny's Farmhouse, I am scared to death of mice too. I'm scared. And I don't want to freak out. But I think it was a mouse that would eat a tiny little, you know what the seed, when it first looks like, when it pushes up and it's just real little? It had to be something little that ate that. I can't think of anything. Where can I purchase Society garlic? eBay and Lowe's is where I got mine. Okay. Now, got my attention. I don't have those issues, but I want all the info on pest and rodent control. It was a great video. Thank you. Yeah, because you never know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to come up against. For example, I had read about and researched about nematodes, an article, before I got nematodes. So when I saw the okra was bending over curve, it wasn't the pie out. Okra pods come out straight, and it was bent over like this. Goes back to that computer in your brain. I read that somewhere, that they'll start looking malformed. And so then I said, let me pull this up. So I dug around and I pulled up the root. And I saw they were knotted roots. And I dropped it. I ran in the house and pulled up the article. And sure enough, that it was a trigger. Seeing that okra malformed, I knew what I had before I pulled it up. So, Sassy Locks, it got my attention. I don't have those issues, but I want all of the info on pest or rodent control. That was a great video. So you'll know what to do when you see evidence. Stan the man, that's what I call him. He told me that he can't stand them little rodents, and then they have the audacity or something like he said. Very funny guy. He said they sprinkle wild rice everywhere. And you know what he's talking about. Okay, do you think planting hot peppers next to sweet peppers reduces the heat of the peppers? I don't. Green Organic Love, take that out about plant care. I don't think we can do that. Those links. You still there? You still there, Green Organic Love? I think I read something about the YouTube stuff said we're not supposed to put links up. Unless it's to that channel. Okay, so everybody go to plantcaretoday.com, 27 plants that shouldn't be planted together. And you make your choice if you decide you're going to do it or not. What do you got in your yard? If they are in my yard, I hope I never see them across the world. My understanding ain't set up right for it. You're so funny. Now, what's the difference in a chipmunk other than Alvin, the cartoon? I don't think I've ever seen them. But I hear people talking about they got chipmunks in their yard. And rabbits. I haven't seen any rabbits around here. My son lives in Denton, Texas, and he said they have rabbits, and the rabbits will just stop. Like a little kid, if they put their hands over their eyes, those of you who have children, children think just because they're not looking at you, you can't see them. But my son said he had rabbits that comes up in his yard and they'll stand real still. Chipmunks are super fast, tiny squirrels. Oh, okay. Somebody keeps still saying they looking for a pressure cooker canner. You need just to get a pressure cooker for cooking and a pressure canner for canner. They are a little bigger than mice. They're cute. Sandra, please. I've never seen a cute rodent. Who said they ain't trying to feed them? I know that's right, Sassy Locks. I'm not growing my food for them. especially my emergency garden. That was not for them. Okay. Okay, anybody have anything they want to add to about, hey, BB honey, chipmunks are cute? Oh, Lord, no. We have jackrabbits so big in the subdivision that they look like dogs. Girl, you kidding me? Lady Cheryl, my corn tassels came up early. Can I still expect a harvest this year? Yes. I harvested all my corn today. I don't want them in my garden. I don't want any chipmunks. I don't want to see them. My sons told me that we had possum. I really told them, you are out of your mind. Ain't no possum around here in the city. One day, they're nocturnal. So one day I was leaving, taking the trash out or something. I really don't remember. And it just walked by so slow. It didn't even try to run. They were domesticated. And I had to call them and tell them, you all are right. We do have possums. I saw one. Now, we have a lot of squirrels. Possums. Ugh. They look like big fat rats. They're so nasty. Okay, can anybody give me an example of some things that we should not plant together? One thing they say that would help tomatoes is, to keep them from the hornworm, is dill and basil. I'm looking at my cheat sheet. Dill and parsley attract beneficial insects to your carrots. You can go back and write this stuff down later. Lettuce and radish are supposed to grow very good together. Spinach and Swiss chard are supposed to grow in the shadow of corn because they get so tall. Bush beans can dapple a little shade. That's why, you know, the Three Sister Garden with the squash that climbs up the bush beans climb up the corn, and the squash shades are down at the bottom. Cutworms that attack asparagus, beans, cabbage, and carrots, as well as celery. So those things all can be, they say, can be controlled by tansies. Okie dokie. Thyme will thwart cabbage worms. So that means you want to plant thyme around your brassicas, your cauliflower, your collards, your cabbages, your broccoli. Did I say that? And also, zinnia attract ladybugs. So if you plant that by cauliflower, which is susceptible to cabbage flies, then the ladybugs will come and control the pest population by eating those bugs by them, that cabbage fly. Now, here are some that they say are not compatible, but like I'm telling you, I plant garlic with everything. They're saying white garlic and onions will repel everything, but it will stunt beans and peas. I plant them with beans and peas. I plant society garlic. But this comes from the Farmer's Almanac, and it is saying white garlic, and white garlic is not society garlic. Am I making sense? Okay. So when you're strategically planting your gardens, everybody, think about where you're going to put everything and what you think will shade out one plant. Think about what plants that you can use to trap insects. Aphids love nasturtiums. I didn't mention that one. I have a problem growing nasturtiums. I never can have a pretty bouquet of nasturtiums, so I don't grow them anymore. But you remember what I said about dill? Good. Also peppermint. Peppermints, those of us that don't like the, yes, you're right, pole beans. That's what I was trying to say, Tara. I kept saying bush. Thank you, sweetie. You're right, pole beans. Pole beans go up and bush beans are lower to the ground. Thank you so much. Somebody said they have been planning on buying 2 cubic yards of topsoil, but after hearing all about these rodents, I don't want to plant anything. Whoa, no. You. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. You don't back down. What if you have an infestation of maggots or grasshoppers or crickets or what's those things that makes the sound? We had them in the spring, a lot of them. Start with the C. Cicadas or something like that. You can't, if you're really passionate about gardening, ain't no little mouse, I can't, thank you. I see the word, but I still can't pronounce it. Cicadas, that's it. I'm not gonna let what I love to do be hampered by a little rodent. If I have to, I'll get a trapper and have them relocated. I'll put them in the witness protection program if y'all don't know what I mean. Oh, what about peppermint? Fresh peppermint, mice don't like the smell of it. So if those were mice and it was close to my back door, that's my fault. Because since I came back from vacation, I had not cut down any peppermint and put it all around my door, patio, and gazebo. Okay. You know what that winky mean about the relocation, don't you? But you know, I've been in a Facebook group and people say they killed a spider, which I don't think you should kill spiders because they eat non-beneficial insects. But some people, they don't want you to kill anything. And that's why I say I'm relocated. But you all can figure out between the winks what I'm talking about. If I have to, I'm going to do what I've got to do to get rid of those rodents. Some people say they hate citrus. Yes, you can spray orange oil. Somebody said they have a hard time growing nasturtiums too. Yeah, I don't know why I have a hard time with that. Okay, guys, it's getting close. Don't give up. Research. I want to thank my moderators for helping me out tonight. I thank you all for all of your questions. My 3-sister garden in the 15-gallon tub is doing great. All right, Miss Ladybug. No, I put the fresh peppermint out. I don't dry it. It'll dry it here in 24 hours. It's so hot here. Just cut some off your plant, sprinkle them all around your back door, all around your patio. Okay. Not even the snakes in my yard will stop me from gardening. I know that's right, experimental gardener. I know that's right. Thank you, VD. Hey, Elizabeth, I couldn't think of your name. Elizabeth. Miss Cheryl, you have a great channel. Thank you for your time. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, guys. If you have a YouTube channel, would you put yes? So that it'll show up in the live. When people go back and watch this, they can get in touch with you. Hello, Diana Marie. Take medication, it makes my mouth all dry. Yes, thank you. Stormy Jeannie's Farmhouse. Diana Marie, Add Love. Of course, we know turf therapy. Gardening with Joy. Pit Stops Kitchens. Sassy Locks. Now, do you have a gardening channel or is it hair? Living Miracle Homestead, wonderful channel. Clausen World, wonderful channel. Quietly Gardening. Sometimes I'll drop in, y'all. My subscribers have built up a lot, And so I can't watch all the videos, but I'll try to watch some of it. You're welcome, Quintella. Hair, just the gardener. Hey, but we still can check out your sassy locks. Hey, Shanana, I didn't know you were here. And Love is doing hydroponic microgreens. All right. Shanana, I think I watched 2 of your videos this weekend or this week. You sure look pretty with your makeup. Okay, well, that's it. You're welcome, Sonia. I appreciate all you all being here. You guys know I love you. I'm going to do this as long as I can, as long as there's a need, as long as people are interested. I'll just try to share a little bit of what I know. I'm very passionate about gardening and cosmetology. And in the weeks to come, I hope that you all would come and check out my website, LadyCherylsProducts.com. It used to be CherylsProducts.com. I'm not doing anything new. It's stuff that I've been working on since 1992. Wow, that kind of rhyme. I'm not doing anything new. I've been doing it since 1992. Okay. Why are you not peppermint in pots? Oh, I have my peppermint in a tea garden, in a raised garden bed. All right. Good night, everybody. You guys know that God loves you, and I love you too. Bye, everybody. You tell them, Turf. Hit that like button. Bye now. You can do it after the video, too.